Hello and welcome back to another episode of NerdCast with me and Grayson. Today we are going to be doing our top 5 TV shows. Now this is counting all animated shows and all live action shows as well, no limits. So would you like to start, Grayson?
Uh, my, yes, I would. My number 5 is Bob's Burgers. You probably don't even know what this is, but
I've
it's
heard
a
of
show
it.
on Hulu and so on and so forth. I watched it on Hulu. It's a really good, one of those adult animated things. Like, for instance, Bob's Burger.
BoJack
Like
Horseman,
American
Simpsons,
Dad and
American
things
Dad.
like that.
Yeah.
It's a really good show.
What?
It's,
Like,
I'm pretty sure it's PG. Yeah, it is PG. And it's just a really fun thing to watch. Like, it will make you laugh and things like that.
what's it about?
It's about a person named Bob who owns a burger store and who has a family. And they live like on the second floor of it, and the burger store is literally on the first floor.
Huh, okay. Well, I forgot my list. Crap. It went. Hold on. Okay, I got it. Alright, while I play, while I say my top 5, I am going to be, making a character from that show in The Sims. Crap, I accidentally got into an old world. Okay, so my number 5 is DuckTales, I think. Yeah, it's DuckTales. So DuckTales it's my second favorite animated show, which reveals to you that there's only one other animated show on this list. But I just really like DuckTales, and I'm talking about the reboot, as I think it's better than the old one. Normally reboots, the older one is always better, but I think that in the case of DuckTales, I feel like in a lot of animated cases, the reboot is often better.
Agreed.
And also, I feel like the show is just so imaginative, and I feel like it has so much personality, and I feel like there's something that in animation that you can't do in live action. So, who is your number?
First
4?
I'm gonna comment on DuckTales.
Oh, yeah.
DuckTales is a really good show, but I have like top shows here, so I wouldn't really put it up on there, but it's a really good show. It's kind of short, so if you just want something short, quick, and fun to watch with your family or just by yourself, DuckTales is a really good thing to watch. I really enjoyed it when I watched it.
Okay, so what is your number 4?
My number 4 is The Simpsons. I don't think Simpsons is going to be on your list.
It will not.
Simpsons has always kind of been a thing in my family. We used to watch The Simpsons. Like, every night we used to watch a new episode of The Simpsons. Well, not like a new one, but like just episodes of The Simpsons. I feel like it's about America's favorite, like, adult cartoon because it's just so good and it's been going on for so long. Some people even think it's been going on for way too long and that it ruins it.
I am one of those people. I think it's a good show, but I feel like they need to just let it die because I feel like it's not as funny as it is anymore. I haven't seen that many episodes, but I've seen quite a few, and I think it's a good show. But I feel like the original seasons were great, but they've slowly gotten worse. Because of how long it's been going on. And I feel like, I don't think they're going to end it for a while, though. So, that's kind of unfortunate. So, my number 4 and I'm making Scrooge McDuck, and this is really hard. I think I'm just gonna, this is my Scrooge McDuck. He's a little weird looking, very weird looking. But yeah, that's my Scrooge McDuck. But my number, what number am I? My number 4 is the only sitcom on this list. That 70s Show. Now, like, I would not place a sitcom this high as, no matter how good they are, I feel like shows, oh crap, I miscounted wrong. Okay, this is, my number 4 is That 70s Show, but, okay, yeah, it is That 70s Show. Sorry, I forgot my list. I really did forget my list, but my number 4
I
is.
always do. That's why
I know it's so hard, and I'm normally such good memory, but yeah, That 70s Show is just a great show. Like if you haven't seen it, it's just about a group of friends living in the 70s. It has a very generic idea, but it's just, the humor is great, all the characters are great, and I will say, if you're going to watch it, go in with the mindset, okay, the first 6 seasons are going to be great.
Oh my gosh. So I was like struggling with this level on Lego Marvel superheroes because I couldn't find what I was supposed to do. I'm on top of the Avengers Mansion. I just realized the piece that I was supposed to add on to this little thing to finish it was literally, it fell down at the bottom of the Avengers Mansion. So I was like searching all over there for it to be hidden behind something. Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, back to that 70s Show. When you watch the show, go in with the mindset, okay, the first 6 seasons are going to be great. The 7th season is going to be good, and the 8th season is going to be the worst final season of a show you will ever watch. Worst shows have had worse seasons, but it's just disappointing that such a great show could go to crap so quickly. But hey, you can't really blame them. It had, like, the writers left after season 7, so and the new writers were not good. Well, they may be good writers, but they didn't understand what made That 70s Show great. Would you like to comment?
That 70s Show is a really good show. It's always been a really good show, except for around the end of it. Mm-hmm. When I watched it, Brayden told me about it. I didn't really have high expectations for it, but it really, surprised me at how good it was. It really is a good show. It's a long show, too. And it's just really fun to watch anytime.
It is. So what
It'll really cheer you up.
So what is your number 3?
My number 3 is, I'm checking my list, The Good Place.
Yeah, I did not think it would be on your list, but I'm very happy.
Of course it is. It has, I think, 3 seasons
on 4,
Netflix.
4 seasons are on Netflix, but you quit Netflix before you could watch the 4th season.
Pause the thing.
Wait, pause the video?
Yeah.
Okay, so back to The Good Place. Tell all the reasons that you think it's the best show ever. I'm kidding. But tell why it's a good show.
The Good Place is a really good show because Mom, just a second. The Good Place is a really good show because it's funny and it has, the whole show builds up to a really big twist, and even after that, it's good, but I feel like it kind of lessened after the big reveal.
I disagree. I feel like it only got better after the big reveal. I think season 1 was the worst season, after the big reveal, it just kept getting better and better. But Good Place is on my list, and I will talk about it later. You haven't seen the last season, though. You still haven't seen the last season.
I know. Around the last season. It kind of got a little repetitive, and I didn't really like watching it that much, but I still did.
Okay, so my number 3 is a tie between 2 shows that I can't decide. Or I like one show more, but I can't decide between them in quality. The shows are Once Upon a Time and Stranger Things. Okay, so I'm sure you've heard of Stranger Things. It's the most popular Netflix show.
Besides Cooties.
Besides what?
Cooties. That, like,
That's a show.
sparked so much concert. Oh, yeah, I think it is. I think that's what it's called. It, like, people hated that. I'm gonna talk about that later, but it, like, enrages me, too.
Really?
It's ridiculous. Yeah, what they did.
Okay, I'll talk to you about it later. But okay, so Stranger Things is a show. It's about these kids who like they discover this girl with magic powers, and it's just a really I'm making 11 right now in The Sims. It's just a really good show. I feel okay. So I'm currently watching season 3. Seasons 1 and 2 were both great. Season 1 was a little better than season 2 in my opinion, but season 3 is currently disappointing me. I think they changed the tone drastically. The tone is so off. It's complete.
Season 3 is so good.
It's turned into a farce. It's a comedy now. It's literally a comedy.
No, it isn't. Just wait till the end.
I'm only on the 3rd episode, but the first 3 episodes have not been. I would call the pilot good, but I would call the episode 2 and 3.
It's not a pilot. The pilot is a first.
Exactly, the pilot's the first episode.
Okay, well, the pilot of the season. Well, the first episode of the season, I think, it's a good episode, and I can deal with it being mostly comedy because it is reintroducing the characters. But the 2nd and 3rd episodes were just so dull. I mean,
I don't want to hear that. You can't speak about the 3rd.
I'm just speaking about the change in tone that happened in the 2nd.
Okay, let's
hold on.
Stop
No.
talking about it. It's my number 2, so.
Okay. Well, hold on. Well, I need to talk about my other number 3 because I had 2 shows tied. Okay. Okay. So my other number.
See the full thing.
My number 3 is Stranger Things is my number 3, but tied with it is Once Upon a Time. It's a show that I've grown up with, like as long as I can remember. I've been watching it, and I think it's just an amazing show. I'm currently building the evil queen making the evil queen from it in The Sims. So it's just a really good show. It's one of out of all of like the spins on fairy tales there have been. It's just like one of the best. It is the best in my opinion. It is just the lore is so. I mean, if you jumped in at like season, 4 and watched the first episode, you would be confused out of your mind because how complicated the show is. You need to like watch it from the first episode because of how complicated the lore is and how like intense like the show is insane. And I think it is it's probably I couldn't put it higher on the list because I think my top 2 shows are better, but it is one of my favorite shows of all time. And obviously I have personal bias for it because I grew up with it, but it's also just a darn good show. So what is your number, whatever number you're on?
I have not watched the show. Well, I have watched an episode. I didn't get too into it, and I had everything.
The first season is a little weak.
About it. But my number 2 is Stranger Things. And don't you talk about season 3 till you saw the last. If you can't talk about season 3
I'm just saying what I thought of the.
Hold,
Grayson. I'm just saying what I thought of the first 3 episodes, not of the season as a whole. The season could get much better. It could, but based on the first 3 episodes, I am worried. But I still have hope that it won't keep turning into a crap show. So, yeah, talk about how great Stranger Things is. Well, the first 2 seasons.
Stranger Things is such a good show. People talk about Stranger Things a lot and say it's really good. But honestly, I feel like it needs a little bit more credit these days.
How does it need more credit? It's literally one of the most popular shows of all time.
Anymore, because it's been little while since another season
Well,
came
season
out.
4 is supposed to
But
come out next year.
dang, is it a good show.
It is. Yeah, who's
But
your...
it's not that good of a show because I have everyone's on the list, actually.
Who's your favorite character from the show?
My favorite character, I can't really remember the names. It's been a while. But, I think my favorite character was Dustin. Wasn't that the guy who, was missing 2 front teeth?
Yeah, my favorite characters are 11 and Joyce. Will's mom is Joyce, and 11 is, well, you know 11. She bleeds out of her nose when she uses her frickin' awesome powers. You gotta love 11. Well, except for...
She made a guy pee his pants.
Mm-hmm.
That's her powers, by the way. Spoiler alert, she makes people pee their pants.
Okay, that's not her only power, but it's one of them. Okay, so, my number 2. I really wanted to put this show on number 1. It was my favorite show for a while, but after finishing the, last season of number 1, I had to put number 1 on the number 1. But my number 2 is, in my opinion, the greatest animated show of all time, Batman, the animated frickin' series. Okay. I am a Batman junkie, and we all know this. But, and obviously I love Batman more than I love all other fictional things. And obviously the best version of Batman is going to be one of my favorite shows. I think, in my opinion, no show or movie or game outside of nothing outside of the comics has represented what Batman is as well as the animated series. When I think of Batman, I think of the animated series because it's just so Batman. Kevin Conroy as Batman is the greatest Batman actor of all time. Mark Hamill is the greatest Joker actor of all time. And this show just did so many things. Without this show, we wouldn't have the modern version of Riddler. Without this show, we wouldn't have Harley Quinn, Mr. Freeze. It reinvented those two. Or actually, it created Harley Quinn. It reinvented Mr. Freeze and the Riddler. It gave us the best version of Two-Face, in my opinion, outside of the comics. It's just such a good show. And it also gave us a great version of Poison Ivy, who I'm currently building. So yeah, Grayson, anything you'd like to say about the animated series?
I used to watch the animated series as a kid. Kind of forgot everything about it. So I don't really have much to comment on it, but baby me liked it.
If you need any episodes, I could tell you episodes you should watch, because it's the most adult Batman show. It's the only Batman show that I think is kids and adults both enjoy. But yeah, animated series is great. Go watch it. Now. I'm kidding. Okay, so what is your next on your list?
My number 1 is probably one of the best shows I've watched.
Aren't you on number 2? Because you just did Stranger Things. Wasn't that your number 3?
That was my number 2.
Oh, it was? Okay.
So, this show is like a mixture of Stranger Things with its twists, and it's good characters, and good place with good characters too, but not as good, and it's just a great show, and what it is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Once you reach season 4, which is, my opinion, one of the best seasons, it has, beforehand, too, it has twists, surprises, things that you would never expect. Literally, they have these series that are 1 and 2 parts, and those literally feel like season finales. That's not even a joke. I would look at Hulu thinking, okay, is that the season finale? Thinking I would be on the next one, but that would literally just be the middle of the season.
It does sound like a good show when I get Hulu, because when the new Animaniacs reboots comes out, I really want to watch Hulu so I can see it. So I'll check Brooklyn Nine-Nine out if I get Hulu. But yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine does sound like a great show, and I hope it's as good as you say it is.
It is way better than you probably think I'm talking about. It is such a good show.
Before I say my number one, there's a couple honorable mentions that I would like to say. So some of them are, I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm going to say they're all great shows, and some of them narrowly missed. I'm going to say my honorable mentions are Animaniacs, Schitt's Creek, The Big Bang Theory, Adventure Time, and I think that's it. Yeah, and The Batman 2004. All amazing shows, but my number one outshines all of them, in my opinion. It outshines every show ever made, in my opinion. You know what it's going to be. My number one, it is good. My number one is The Good Place. Alright, The Good Place is an amazing show, and in my opinion, after season one is a great season. Or the first 6 episodes of season 1 are great. Then, the episode The Eternal Shriek happens. And then for the rest of the darn show, the entire show is near flawless. It is an absolute masterpiece after that episode. And I loved the show, but the season finale of first season showed me how good shows can be. The Good Place is an amazing show. So it's about these 4 humans.
I didn't think it was this good, Brayden.
It's about these 4 humans who die and go to heaven. And they and one of them, her name is Eleanor Shellstrop. And everyone's saying, oh, you're the best person. You got all, there's, good place points to make it into the...
Spoiler.
No, I'm not going to get into the spoilers, but to make it into the good place, you need, a certain amount of points. And so it turns out that she, everyone's saying that she is the best person ever, but it turns out she's not. She was put in the good place by the mistake.
That's exactly what I was talking about when I said spoilers.
No, it's literally revealed in the first 5 minutes. But it turns out she's actually an Arizona trash. It's not a spoiler when it's revealed literally in the trailer. But yeah, she's an Arizona trash bag, and she goes to her quote-unquote soulmate, Chidi Anaganye, to help. And they have to but after the first season, it's just, go watch the show. It teaches moral philosophy so well. It is a great comedy. All the characters are absolutely brilliant. Go watch the show.
It's not that good.
It is that
it's
good.
Really over-exaggerated.
No, I am not. It is the greatest show ever made. And he thinks Despicable Me is the greatest 3D animated movie of all time. So,
it was a good movie.
You can't trust his opinions. Anyways, I just made Jim.
You can't trust Braden. You can't trust your opinion.
I think The Good
Place is the best movie ever. Episode series ever.
Well, because it is. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm currently making Janet from The Good Place, who was the best character in the show. Well, her and Michael are the best characters. But yeah. Oh, dear. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And we'll see you next time. And to review all the characters I've made today. Janet from The Good Place. Poison Ivy from Batman the Animated Series. Regina Mills, aka the Evil Queen from Once Upon a Time. 11.
Here, let me talk a little bit
Hold
about
on. 11 from Stranger Things. Red Foreman from That 70s Show. And Scrooge McDuck. So what do you want to say, Grayson?
Okay. That 70s Show, I didn't talk too much about it, but it's a comedy that the first, few episodes, you kind of feel like it's like The Office, but it's not at all. It's way better than The Office.
It is.
It has a little team of people. I forget their names sometimes.
Their names are Eric Foreman, Fez, Donna, Jackie, Kelso, and Hyde.
I'm talking about.
Oh. Wait,
I'm
what?
talking about that 70s show. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, you are? I thought you said you were talking about you said That 70s Show.
Oh, my mistake. That 70s Show has Jake Peralta, who really likes Die Hard. Boyle, who's like his right-hand man, just stays with him all the time. Then there's Amy Santiago, who is basically like the nerdiest you can get, but not in a bad way. Then there is, I think his name is, there's Terry Crews in it, whose literal name is Terry. Andy Samberg plays Peralta. I don't know who plays Boyle or Amy, but yeah, Terry Crews plays Terry. There's Holt, who's like a really serious boss, but you'll come to really like the character. There's Gina, who's a big, like, drama queen, kind of, and, she is always on her phone. She's, like, really, she thinks she's, like, the best person in the world, but, like, you think I'm naming, like, a really snotty person, but, like, again, you'll find to love these characters.
Yeah, I am excited to watch it when I get Hulu to watch the new Animaniacs reboot that's coming out. So hopefully it's as good as you say it is, and it sounds like a pretty darn good show. But it probably, to me, won't top the greatest show of all time, The Good Place.
Not The Good Place.
The Great Place.
No, the not as good as you make it sound like place.
The You Suck and You Like Despicable Me Place.
Are you done with your video?
No. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Well,
see you guys later.
I'll do the outro this time.
Fine.
Goodbye and good night.
Oh, good night and good morning.
Oh.
You messed it up, loser.